Have you ever wondered how some people manage to stay calm in the middle of chaos, while most of us struggle to stand steady in the slightest wind? Today, we're stepping into the quiet world of Stoic women, the silent warriors of calm, and uncovering how they turn storms into gentle breezes. This isn't just another talk or video, it's a doorway. A key that can unlock a strength inside you that you might not even realize is there. But I want to challenge you. Stay with me until the end, taking every word. And see if you don't walk away from this a little steadier, a little stronger, a little more unshakable. And if by the end you feel like we've uncovered something real together, something that moves you, then join us. Subscribe. Be part of this journey. Do you think you're ready for this challenge? Let's find out. In this world, every person carries a whole universe inside them, full of stories, dreams, and contradictions. Yet, there's a group that stands apart for their strength, their grace, and their quiet mystery that makes us curious. I'm talking about Stoic women, those who break away from the ordinary and invite us to dive into deep, timeless wisdom. They are like lighthouses in the middle of a storm, steady, composed, and calm even when life's waves crash against them. Now imagine standing before a Stoic woman. She doesn't need to say much. Her presence speaks for itself. There's something about her, a quiet independence that doesn't come from shutting the world out, but from being deeply connected to life and its principles. Stoicism. A philosophy as old as time yet as relevant as ever. It teaches us about emotional control, the beauty of reason, and the power of self-reliance. But what makes these women so compelling, so admirable? It's simple, and at the same time, it's not. They've mastered something many of us are still searching for. The art of living well. It's not about avoiding pain or chasing happiness endlessly. It's about moving through life's storms with an inner compass, guided by wisdom and reason. In a world that often celebrates loud emotions, quick reactions, and constant validation, Stoic women stand as examples of another way, one that asks us to look inward, to question our beliefs, and to build a quiet fortress within ourselves. They live with intention and clarity, facing life's hardest moments with a surprising calm. This conversation is an invitation to explore what it means to be a Stoic woman today, to understand their world, their choices, and maybe find inspiration for our own journey toward wisdom, resilience, and independence. So, are you ready to dive in? Let's walk together into this space of discovery, exploring the stories, the struggles, and the victories of Stoic women. With every story, you'll begin to see that behind their calm surface lies a strength that moves mountains. A spirit that doesn't just survive, but thrives in the face of adversity. At the heart of Stoicism lie a few qualities that define these women. Not traits of steel alone, but of depth and character. These aren't just admirable qualities, they are tools for living well in a chaotic world. First, there's self-confidence. A Stoic woman trusts herself deeply. She knows who she is and what she stands for. Her confidence doesn't come from pride, but from self-awareness and acceptance. She doesn't need the noise of the world to remind her of her worth. Then there's direct communication. She speaks with purpose and honesty. No hidden messages, no games, just truth, clear and kind. Her words build trust and make real connection possible. Adaptability is another strength. Like water finding its shape, she adjusts, flows, and keeps moving forward. Real strength isn't about being unbending. It's about knowing how to bend without breaking. From all this comes natural leadership. She doesn't lead by command, but by example. Her presence inspires others to rise with her. Her leadership feels like light, guiding, not forcing. There's also an element of mystery about her. Not something staged, but something real. It's the quiet depth that reminds you that not everything true needs to be explained. She avoids gossip, because she understands the power of words. She speaks to build, not destroy. By refusing to engage in negativity, she strengthens herself and the community around her. Her non-judgmental nature opens hearts. She listens to understand, not to respond. That makes her a trusted friend, someone people turn to in moments of truth. And when adversity strikes, her strength becomes unshakable. She doesn't deny pain, she accepts it. She knows that through struggle comes growth. These qualities aren't reserved only for Stoic women. They're lessons for all of us. In their example, we see what it means to live with principles that hold firm no matter what comes. If you're still with me, drop in the comments, I am Stoic. Let's keep going. Now let's talk about emotional control and self-sufficiency. Picture yourself walking on an unfamiliar path. Every step brings both beauty and challenge. What guides you is your inner compass, the voice within that helps you stay calm no matter the storm. That's the power of emotional control and self-sufficiency, the twin pillars of Stoicism that many women are rediscovering today. This journey inward, it's not easy, but it's where we find our real values, far from the noise of the world. For women who embrace Stoic wisdom, this journey becomes an adventure toward peace, a calm that no storm can take away. Think about your own life, the deadlines, the pressure, the expectations, the daily frustrations. In those moments, emotional control is your ally. It helps you see challenges not as walls, but as opportunities. To pause, to learn, to grow. It's like finding an oasis of calm right in the middle of chaos. And self-sufficiency. It doesn't mean walking alone. It means knowing that you can stand strong on your own feet, make wise choices, and find contentment within yourself, without always waiting for others to tell you you're enough. That's real freedom. Historical figures like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius were not just philosophers. They were true masters in the art of living. Their words, filled with Stoic wisdom, still touch us today, especially women. They remind us of the importance of living by our own values, not simply following the crowd. They invite us to pause, to reflect on our lives, to value the calm of a peaceful mind, and to seek goodness, not just for ourselves, but for everyone around us. So how can we bring these teachings into our modern world? It begins with small, quiet steps. Each time we choose to respond instead of react. Each time we choose to understand before we judge. In those moments, we practice Stoicism. We build an inner fortress, one that shields us from life's storms and guides us towards something deeper, something more fulfilling. The truth is, the Stoic journey isn't easy. It asks for courage, for discipline, and most of all, for honesty with ourselves. But for women who dare to walk this path, the rewards are immeasurable. Serenity, strength, and the peace of being fully at home with who you are. Through this process of self-discovery, emotional control and self-sufficiency appear not as barriers, but as gifts, tools for a life lived with purpose and fullness. Now imagine this. You're walking through a dense, mysterious forest. Life hums all around you, every tree and creature alive with purpose. In this living maze, you notice different kinds of trees, each one representing a unique kind of feminine energy. There are the grand, towering ones, the alpha women, strong, bold, born to lead. Their presence is commanding as mighty oaks. Then there are the gentler ones, the beta women, like willows, graceful and adaptable, bending with the wind, bringing harmony and quiet strength to everything around them. And then, as you walk deeper, your eyes rest on a tree unlike the rest. It doesn't stand out through size or color, but through its steady, peaceful presence. This tree, firm and majestic yet humble, is the Stoic woman. She's like an ancient sequoia, rare, deeply rooted, and strong beyond measure. Her power doesn't come from dominance or from trying to fit in. It comes from her unbreakable connection to life and to her own truth. You might miss her at first glance, for her beauty doesn't scream. It whispers. She stands calm through every storm, not because she seeks attention, but because she knows that by staying true to herself, she becomes shelter for others. Her quiet strength reminds us that even in the chaos of the forest, there exists a still point, an anchor of peace and inner power. In this forest of life, each kind of woman, the alpha, the beta, and the stoic, plays a vital role in balance and harmony. But the stoic woman, like her tree, teaches something special: the beauty of silent resilience and the depth of steady character. She shows us that when we live true to our values, we can face adversity with grace, becoming a safe space of calm and wisdom for others. So as you walk through this forest in your imagination, think about the different strengths each woman brings into the world. Remember, in the vast diversity of nature, the quiet and unshakable strength of the stoic woman shines like a light, guiding us through the forest of life with serenity and unwavering resolve. Unveil the timeless secrets of ancient wisdom to face the challenges of today. In Stoicism, in the 21st century, ancient strategies for modern challenges. Learn how to grow resilience, build lasting prosperity, and nurture stronger relationships. Don't miss your chance. Secure your copy now. A link in the pinned comment. When we think of stoic women, strength often comes to mind. But not loud, physical strength. It's something deeper. It's an inner force, a quiet power that shows itself in every action, in every word. And speaking of words, they use them wisely. Their communication is direct, clear, and sincere. No games, no noise. Every word has weight and meaning. It's refreshing and deeply necessary in today's world. What makes their communication so powerful? Confidence. Not the kind that demands attention, but the kind that lives quietly inside. It's there in their eyes, in their calm posture, in that unspoken message, I know who I am. This confidence doesn't come from praise or validation, but from self-awareness, a deep understanding of their strengths and their limits. And when life suddenly changes direction, as it often does, they adapt. Change doesn't break them, it shapes them. Stoic women see life's surprises not as threats, but as chances to grow, to evolve. They move with life like a river curving through the land, always finding a way forward. Leadership comes naturally to them, not because they chase it, but because others are drawn to their integrity. Their quiet strength inspires without words. That is true leadership, the kind that uplifts and transforms by example, not by control. There's also a certain mystery about them, isn't there? Something that draws you in, makes you want to understand more. That's the charm of being enigmatic. Stoic women carry an aura that whispers, there's more beneath the surface. They have no time for gossip or trivial talk. Their focus is on creating, on building something meaningful. This distance from the unimportant isn't coldness. It's clarity. It's an invitation to focus on what truly matters. It's easy to judge others, but they choose a harder path, to understand and accept. They know that every person is on their own journey, with their own battles and triumphs. Their compassion is rooted in wisdom, not naivety. When life's storms hit, their strength doesn't surprise us. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow, to learn, to rise again. It's never about avoiding the fall, but about how we stand after it. And here's something often misunderstood. Stoicism isn't about being emotionless. It's about balance. Stoic women don't suppress feelings. They understand them. Emotions are signals, not enemies. When faced with a tough moment, when the heart races and the mind spins, most of us get swept away by the wave. But the Stoic woman, she rides it. She notices her emotions, names them, listens to what they're saying. This is fear. This is anxiety. This is excitement. She feels them fully, but she doesn't let them rule her. Instead, she asks, what can I learn from this? How can this emotion help me grow? And that's where reason joins hands with emotion. Together, they guide her decisions with clarity and calm. Her actions become thoughtful. Her choice is balanced. It's not the absence of emotion, but the art of using emotion wisely. And in that art lies the essence of the Stoic woman. A living example of grace under pressure, of strength with heart, of peace with purpose. The human experience, when balanced, doesn't make us poor. It gives us incredible clarity. When you learn to manage your emotions and use them together with reason, your decisions become less about reacting in the heat of the moment and more about responding with intention. And that, my friends, is real strength. It's like having a quiet superpower in the real world, where you're not tossed around by emotional storms, but can steer through them with steady hands and a clear heart. So instead of suppressing emotions, Stoic women practice something like emotional alchemy. They turn their feelings into allies, blending them with reason so that every choice, every step becomes richer, wiser, and more deeply human. It's a reminder that feeling deeply and thinking clearly aren't opposites. They complete each other. And in that balance, we find not just the spirit of Stoicism, but a doorway to a fuller, more meaningful life. Now let's talk about something that defines Stoic women in a powerful way. Their view of the world, especially when it comes to sustainability and minimalism. It's as if they look at life and quietly say, less is more. And no, it's not only about owning fewer things. It's about treasuring what truly matters. I picture the peace that comes from living with only what's essential, knowing that every object, every choice carries purpose. That's minimalism at the heart of Stoic women. It's not just about clearing out a room. It's about clearing your life of distractions that pull you away from what's truly important. This search for simplicity runs deep. It shapes everything, from small daily habits to major life decisions, from how they consume to how they work, connect, and care for the planet. Choosing a sustainable and minimalist life is a bold statement in a world obsessed with more. Through simple, intentional living, they remind us that every action matters and every choice leaves a mark. And it's not just about recycling or consuming less. Though that's part of it. It's about awareness. It's about understanding that we belong to something larger, that our well-being is tied to the health of our planet. And here's the beauty of minimalism when we choose to live simply. We find more room, more energy, and more time for the things that truly matter. Isn't it amazing how letting go of excess helps us see ourselves more clearly? Suddenly, confusion fades and a sense of purpose appears, one that was hidden beneath piles of things we thought we needed but never truly did. This way of living isn't just about physical space, it's about mental space. By embracing simplicity and sustainability, Stoic women are redefining what it means to be rich. It's no longer about having more. It's about being more. Each choice is made with intention and awareness of its meaning and impact. In the end, these women show us a way of living that feels both ancient and urgently modern. They invite us to ask what really matters. And they remind us that to find the answer, we sometimes need to stop collecting and start simplifying. It's an invitation to live more fully, more deeply, with less. At the heart of many Stoic women's lives, there's also a deep respect for sustainability and a quiet love for minimalism. But let's be clear. When they talk about less is more, it's not about deprivation. It's about focus. It's about living with intention, where every choice and every action carries meaning. And what's truly fascinating is that through this simplicity, they find freedom, not just physical, but emotional. Life becomes lighter and somehow more fulfilling. This kind of lifestyle becomes a natural reflection of their inner philosophy, a life lived with clarity and purpose. Now, take this mindset into the professional world. Imagine workplaces defined by competition and pressure. Here, the Stoic woman stands out not because she seeks attention, but because her way of working itself is different. She practices focus, resilience, and calm simplicity. She puts her energy into what she can control, her work, her growth, her integrity. And that gives her a quiet power. It helps her move through challenges with grace, earning respect, not through dominance, but through consistency. Her leadership isn't about commanding others. It's about inspiring them. It's leadership that brings real change, that uplifts and motivates. What's truly remarkable is how these women, guided by Stoic wisdom, transform not only their own lives, but also the spaces they touch. Whether through mindful choices that challenge wastefulness, or through their grounded, focused approach to work, they prove that living by Stoic principles isn't just possible, it's transformative. If you've come this far, it's because you care about your own growth. So let's keep going together. Type strength and resilience in the comments and remind yourself why you started this journey. At the core of every Stoic woman is a deep commitment to personal growth and continuous evolution. But what does that really mean? Imagine someone who looks in the mirror each day, not to fix their hair, but to ask, how can I grow today? That's what it means to live in constant improvement, to walk a path that never truly ends. For her, every sunrise is a fresh page, a chance to learn something new, to become a little wiser, a little stronger. Growth isn't just about learning new skills. It's about understanding yourself, the world, and how your actions can make a difference. What's even more inspiring is how she sees challenges. That missed promotion, that failed project, those uncertain moments. They're not setbacks. They're lessons. Each one becomes fuel for growth. The Stoic woman knows that real strength isn't built only on success, but also on the courage to rise after every fall. And in doing so, she doesn't just build herself. She uplifts others. She becomes an example of what it means to live with grace, courage, and wisdom. Thank you for being part of this journey. If this message spoke to you, share your thoughts below. And remember, growth is not a finish line. It's a lifelong act of becoming. Gratitude